Welcome back, our dear viewers. As we have promised at the beginning of the show that we are dedicating this episode to talk about the very important visit by Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune to Egypt, and President Abdel Fattah Sisi did receive the visiting president yesterday. Many issues of mutual concern were discussed concerning bilateral relations as well as the regional and international files of mutual concern. To shed more light on that, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Ambassador Bayoumi, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Ambassador Bayoumi, what do you see in the significance of this very important visit by the Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune to Egypt, the first since he took office in 2019, sir?
I am happy to witness such an occasion because it has been, as you rightly said, a long time before a presidential meeting took place.
Yes.
But I want to recall that the day we elected our President Abdel Fattah Sisi, he did a visit to make sure that the health of the President of Algeria is in good shape. And he visited Algeria in a one day. It was just to greet the late President of Algeria. Now we are coming back to business. Now we need to restore our relations, whether in the economic dimension, security, and political matters. And all these, of course, are under the serious discussions between the two presidents and the two delegations.
Indeed.
This will give, of course, a good push to the relations in many dimensions and many fields. And I'm very optimistic about this because Algeria is one of the largest Arab countries. It is the largest in concern the area of the country. It is up to more than 35 million inhabitants. This is a very good market.
Yes.
Algeria is in need of many things what we produce because Algeria depends totally on the oil and gas production. So I think we need to do that. On the other side, of course, we are worried, both of us, Algeria and Egypt,
Yes.
concerning what is happening in Libya. Libya is the immediate neighbor to the east of Algeria and to the west of Egypt.
Yes.
I hope that this will take good place and good discussion how we can help our brothers in Libya to take a good decision in order to convene a serious elections in order to bring back the unity of Libya.
Yes.
I can imagine that they will discuss also what's happening in Syria, in Lebanon, in Sudan, in Yemen. It's very important also. And the international worries about terrorism, about drug trafficking, money laundering, illegal migration. All these matters are discussed in meetings such like that.
Yes. Sir, you mentioned here a very important file which would be topping the talks of the two leaders, which is the Libyan file. As we have witnessed a setback in the Libyan situation by postponing the presidential election, how the two leaders here could find somehow a way in order to try to find a solution for the Libyan crisis, Mr. Ambassador?
Libya needs a guarantor for the elections and to make sure that the election will be done in a perfect way with all freedom for the electors, that even those who will not be elected, they will have a share in governing their own country. And this can be done on the bilateral level. It means Algeria, Egypt. It can be done through the Arab League also. And of course, we have witnessed yesterday what was going on in the United Nations Security Council. All these assurances will encourage all the Libyan parties in order to come forward with the elections.
Mr. Ambassador, how can we enhance here the cooperation between the Egyptian and Algerian sides in trying to find solutions for many of the regional and Arab crises, as we have seen some escalation in the situation between the Houthis as well, and the situation with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, which is indeed shaking the security and stability of the region. Many issues also and alarming issues are happening now. So how can we find some solutions by here narrowing the gap and finding agreements between the different Arab states regarding solving these issues, Mr. Ambassador?
By meetings. All those meetings are very important because you have the president on top of his colleagues and the experts. And our experts are really up to the top of their experience. They can produce a lot of proposals to make everybody sure that the process is going quite well. And this is our task. We have to make a lot of meetings, whether on the Arab League level, directly with the Libyan leaders, in order to assure them that they will have all their rights today or tomorrow, if not the day after.
Yes. Sir, also one of the issues that would be discussed by the two leaders is the issue of the Ethiopian dam. How do you see here the cooperation between the two sides, and to what extent it could help in finding somehow a solution for this problem?
Maybe you realize that since some time Egypt is not talking loudly about this problem.
Yes.
Because it seems that we have quite information that at the end of the day there isn't other way or solution for Ethiopia other than make a sort of agreement agreed by every side that it's not the problem of the water, it's a problem of making use or good use of the water. And I think we shall reach a solution, but frankly, I would like to have a friendly solution, not to impose something on them. But we don't have strong government in Ethiopia which can take the right decision. So let us wait and see. But I am, as Egyptian, optimistic that at the end of the day, this problem will take will be solved. Not very far from today.
Yes, hope so. Mr. Ambassador, also on the African level here, how do you see the cooperation here between both Egypt and Algeria could boost the cooperation with the African states, with the other African nations on different levels as well?
As a matter of fact, you know that Egypt has a huge and wide presence in Africa. We were lacking the presidential level.
Yes.
And now we have the president on top of this file. He presides and chairs the African Union when it took place in Egypt. Now we continue our consultants and meetings with the African and hope that we can push forward the larger free trade area which will combine all the African countries in the near future. But our trade with Africa is expanding. It is 3 times the volume of 10 years ago.
Yes.
But we are keen to have it more and more developed. Also, we want to enter the investment sector.
Yes.
Also, we want to enter the experience to supply the African countries with our experts.
Yes. So, sir, do you expect here to see more cooperation between Egypt and Algeria with the African states opening new markets, having more trade cooperation to open new markets here in Africa as well? How can we do that in the coming phase? And do you see more challenges yet in order to reach that, Mr. Ambassador?
As a diplomat, I can tell you easily that wherever we are as Egypt, we are surrounded with our other brothers all the Arab countries. I was in an African country, and we were 8 ambassadors, and it is very normal that we see each other almost every
Yes.
second day. So we consult, we have the phone calls, of course, whenever we need a sort of movement, we go. We meet the foreign ministers in a sort of a group of the Arabs. We have a dean of the Arab group wherever we are.
Yes.
So the Arab cooperation in Africa really, especially here, we are talking about Algeria. Libya had a good history when Libya was in a good condition. So I agree that we have all the means and the ways in order to make our cooperation with Arabs, even with China and Japan. They have promised us to use our experience in order to penetrate the African market.
Yes. Back to the bilateral relations, sir, are we going to witness more cooperation on different domains between both countries, Egypt and Algeria, on the health, educational and cultural levels? Do we expect to witness that soon?
Hello?
Yes, on the bilateral level,
Sorry,
are
I
we?
didn't get this. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador.
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, I didn't get your last question.
Can you hear me, Mr. Ambassador?
Yes, now I hear you.
Yes. So are we going to witness here more cooperation on the health and cultural levels and educational levels between both Egypt and Algeria?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have plenty of teachers, we have plenty of envoys in Al-Azhar, in our universities. One very eminent ambassador of Algeria,
Yes.
of Algeria, yes, in Cairo. He was graduated in Cairo University and he came as ambassador.
Yes.
This is a very common practice.
Indeed. Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, always a pleasure to listen to your precious input, sir. Thank you very much for being with us and have a lovely day. Our dear viewers, indeed a very important visit by the Algerian President to Egypt. Many issues of mutual concern are going to be discussed between President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and visiting President Abdelmajid Tebboune in his first visit to Egypt since he took office in 2019. We'll go to a short break and after that we'll be back to resume our coverage and our special episode concerning the visit by the Algerian President to Egypt.